What's up, people? My name is Noah Guy, and I won a treasure cup with Carrot. People were pretty surprised. I won in the finals against Shanks. Pretty hard matchup, to be honest, but we pulled it off. And here's the deck. We got 4 Wanda, really good searcher, of course. Really sad that this bottom decked your stage, but now we got this card for Carrot. This one is broken. It's from EB-02. Searches top 7 for stage, plays it out as well. It hurts when you miss it, but if you already have one in hand, then you can still play that one at least. But it makes your early game really crazy, and then after you get the first one, then they're just 2Ks. So quite good, and it's searchable with Wanda as well. So a lot of times, turn 1, if you don't have stage or Carrot, then you'll just Wanda, search the Carrot, and then you can get into stage with that. Especially if you don't bottom deck any with this one, then it's really good to pick this up so you have good odds to get the stage. Okay. And then for Milky, really good 2K. You also play this one out pretty often early. So I'll show you some plays afterwards, but just being able to get an extra Dawn, and then another one with stage, so you get 2 extra Dawn per turn, kind of like the smoker leader, and then the stage just restands it, and so that it's protected and people can't attack over it because it's tiny. But also 2K, really good. For stage, this is the good card. It's really hard before EB-02 when you didn't have the stage, because you kind of rely on it the way you build your deck, and if you don't have it, then it's kind of tough, but now we have ways to search it, and it's just really good. Kind of solos some matchups as well, like the Bonnie matchup, once you have stage, is really easy. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, one of my favorite cards in the deck, Bartolomeo. I love this guy. He is a really good blocker. You need a lot of blockers in this deck. I cut 8-drop Kid from it, so I just need more blockers. Also, he's a great 3-drop. You want to go first typically anyways, and so getting him on 3, especially if you've already played your stage with your 1-drop Carrot, then you have 3 Dawn left up after getting 1 back from the stage, and so you can perfectly play him for 3, rest something with your leader, and then get the draw and discard immediately, and you can discard extra stages or any dead cards in your hand. So he's really good. You get the immediate draw with him. He also works with Hody, of course, and also with Milky. He gets a trigger off that as well. Yeah, really good card. Okay, another 2K, and also just a really important card in general. There's lots of Luchis running around. Shanks, playing mole pistols, you know, red decks in general, trying to remove your stuff. So this is really important, and in the green-purple matchup, it's just a 2K basically, but it's really good either way. In that matchup, you just pitch it as a 2K. So during the Treasure Cup, this guy, or girl, I guess, took multiple removals from people. So just take 1 for the team, and then I'd play my Carrot on the next turn, or I'd play it out with the Carrot, or played on turn 3 Dawn, and then 5 Dawn play out my Carrot. They'd have to get through this first, and it just bought me an extra turn and an extra stun with my Carrot. So really good. And then for Pedro, this card is actually really good this format in general. Against green purple, it's quite nice because they have to use their merry-go, their stage, to plus stuff before attacking if they don't want him to kill it. Also, you can rest their 1 that's left up for, if they use their Dawn, you can rest their 1 that's left up for their Gum Gum Giant. Typically, they'll swing first though, but either way, it just takes out something. It's another blocker. We need more blockers. It's a Mink, so you can swing with it, and then stage can restand it, and you still have your blocker. So really good. Oh yeah, and then also against Shanks, I blocked 1 and rested 1 of his Dawn, so he couldn't drop 10-drop Shanks on me on the next turn, or on that turn. All right, and then for Carrot, one of the best cards in the deck. Yeah, what you play the deck for, basically. Amazing 5-drop. Everyone's playing it in basically all the green decks. 7 cost or less is really good. The only thing it can't really hit in against green purple is the 6 cost Luffy when they +2 it with the stage. Everything else though, it hits easily. Yeah, it's really good. Even against Blackbeard, like you don't get the on play, but you can swing with it and freeze their Jesus, and yeah, it's pretty good. Also being able to restand it with stage, of course, it's better in this deck than any other deck because it just keeps coming back up and then you can't really deal with it. So unless you have removal, and then if I have a Tashigi, then you're kind of out of luck too. Okay, then we got this is a card that people might not expect. For Dofi, I needed more blockers. I play 14 blockers in this deck. Needed more blockers because I cut the 8 cost Kid from the deck. It just wasn't performing. I cut that one even before EB-02 back in the OP10 meta. It just wasn't performing enough, especially against Shanks. They just rally it and it's just useless. But I need more blockers. Plus this deck, it's kind of a tempo deck, and so it's hard if you just leave your blockers up and you can't swing with them, because you need bodies on board to swing with and kind of pressure life. And this does both. It's kind of perfect at that. It can swing and then it'll come back up as. So it's really good, especially you start getting multiple of these out in the late game and you're just getting swings and back up. It's really good. So you can a lot of times end your board with everything up, even if you swing like 3 times. Maybe you got 2 of these in a carrot and you're swinging with all of them, and then stage will bring this. Well, you can do these first. This one comes back up, this one comes back up, and then stage will bring it back up. So make sure you get that order right, otherwise the second one won't come back up. But yep, really good card. Another blocker. Okay, and this is the last edition, the most recent edition I made, and I've been really happy with it. I still would probably keep it at 2, but 2 Trafalgar Law 5-drop. This guy, I've always liked this card, always trying to fit him in different green decks, but doesn't really work out most of the time. But with this deck, with the new cards, or the new carrot, it just kind of works out perfectly. He's not a carrot, or he's not a counter, which sucks, but in this deck he can get back counter, so it kind of works out anyways. A lot of times you're going to have random Wandas or like a carrot on the board or something, and so just being able to either bounce back this carrot for a 2k, or if you missed hitting your stage with it the first time, you can bounce it back and replay it, and get your stage that time, because that's another 7 deep. You're typically going to get it then, or you can bounce back a Wanda and replay it, and get an extra search, just get some more value in the middle game or the late game. And you can also just bounce one back and then play a Tashigi or a Bartolomeo, and that's really good because you get 2 blockers out, or you get 1 blocker out with protection as well, and then you can just play the Wanda back for 1 and get another search, or just leave the carrot in hand and then you have the 2k in hand. Okay, the Law was really performing really well for me as well. So, and I needed a couple more blockers. 12 wasn't quite enough, but with 14, a lot of times in the late game you have 3 to 5 blockers out at one time. So okay, and then we got the late game of this deck. Best card in green, Cody Jones. This card is a menace, and it's how you win basically all your games. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's Hody. I mean, resting their Dawn for their Gum Giant. Sometimes they have to leave up 3 Dawn just so you can't Hody them, so they can still play a Gum Giant, but then they're losing out on a lot of power when they're swinging on their previous turn. So yeah, it's just amazing. You rest their blockers. You can get through like 2 blockers and a 1 Dawn up just using your leader's effect, and then Hodying the other blocker and their Dawn. And so it's just really powerful. Also, people get surprised when you have multiple, and there's a really good combo coming up in a second. That over here. And then Shanks. I needed this somewhere in the list. It was at 4 previously. In last meta, I put it to 4. I cut all the kids and I put 4 of these in. Mainly because it's really good against the red Shanks leader. You know, they 10 drop Shanks, attack with it, or they dragon you or whatever, attack with it. And then it's just such a big tempo swing with a 9 cost 11k. But I was finding in this meta that you don't really need 4 of them. A lot of times you end up with, you know, a couple of them bricked up in your hand. So I decided to cut it down to 2, and I've been really liking that. That's what I put the laws in for, the 2 laws in for the other 2 Shankses, just because it's also non-counter, because I don't want to make my non-counter count too high. But yeah, it's still performed. It was quite good in the Shanks matchup in the final round, and that was really good. And also, I played a yellow kid deck early on, and it put in some work against them as well. Okay, now I have my events, and here's another one of the best cards. This card is just so good, this format in general. You see green purple playing it because it's just so good. The trigger is crazy too, rest any cost. It actually almost, I probably would have had enough counter to be fine too, but it just made it so I definitely don't die because it was my last life card and rested one of the attackers coming at me. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It freezes all 7 costs or less. A lot of times people get surprised, they're like, all of them? You know, and in combination with Hody is just brutal. I mean, it's 10 costs right there, but resting 2, plus you rest 1 with your leader, and then you Luna them, right? And then freeze everything is so good. Also, you can do this way earlier if you have stage and a Milky. You can do this on your 8 cost turn. You can play this, rest 2, rest 1 with your leader, sure 2, and then you have 1 Dawn left up, and then you get 2 back with your stage and with the Milky. So then you have 3 up, and then you can play this out. Or you can do it on your 9 Dawn turn if you don't have Milky and you just have the stage. So yeah, it's really powerful. It's really good. Card's crazy, and the difference between this deck, or this card in this deck versus in green purple, is this card is searchable. You can search it with Wanda in this deck. So yeah, it's really, really good. All right. And then I have one last card that I wasn't playing before EB-02, just because my mink count in the deck wasn't quite high enough to support it. But now with the new carrot and with the Wanda and a bunch of other low cost minks, sometimes you can do it with the Milky too. I'm playing 2 Garchu. So you just Garchu, they're giant cost creatures, and then you can Shanks them. You can just go for a game through this. That's how I killed the yellow kid matchup that I played against. I just rested one of their 7 cost laws that was given blocker by the leader effect, and then killed them. The fact that it doesn't have a cost requirement or a cost restriction is so good. You can just hit anything, 10 cost each. You just Garchu it for 1 Dawn, get that 1 Dawn back with your stage, and then try and kill them, basically. So if you don't have a Hody, then this will get you through. If you do have a Hody, then you can, you know, Hody rest 2 Dawn, use this, rest the character, use this, rest another blocker, like, and they're just dead. It also combos super well with the Shanks as well. You can do it on your 9 Dawn turn if you have stage or Milky. By that time, you always have stage, and so yep, you just Garchu them, get your 1 back with your stage, and then Shanks whatever you Garchued, and GG. I actually in the tournament, so that's all 50 cards, and then got my leader. In tournament, I did I had Milky and stage up for most of the game, and I did this, here we go, and I rested something with my leader, and then I Luna'd them for my 3. I got 2 Dawn back, so I went back up to 9, and then I Shanksed the they had like an 8 cost or something on their field. I forget the matchup, but yeah, they had an 8 cost. So I shanks the 8 cost and then froze everything else, and then that was after swinging like with my leader and 2 other, 2 blockers into life. Like the 2 Dofis, or I might have had a carrot as well. But I had a pretty good board outside of this. I was like pressuring them like this and with leader, and then I just dropped the Luna Shanks 12 Dawn combo on them, and it's GG. Yep, this deck has been performing. It was doing well before EB-02, like it was doing okay, but it had a hard time into Shanks unless you drew your 9 cost Shanks at the right time. But now with and it destroyed Bonnie, but only if you found the stage. And now it's so much easier to find the stage. This card is just so important for the deck and is really, really powerful. I mean, it's just crazy some of the turns you can get with this one. I also played in a local the day before the Treasure Cup just to test out the build. It was my first time playing in a tournament with this exact build from EB-02. And I went 4-0 with it then as well. It was just like a 20-person local. But yeah, so it went undefeated on both days, basically. I'll show you a couple of plays in the early game and kind of how it looks. A lot of times you're looking for these cards. For these cards here in the early game. Stage, not necessarily if you already have carrot, but stage you still like finding. And even if you have one with a carrot too, it doesn't really matter, because you can just either try and get an extra one, which you can discard off like Barto later anyways, or if you miss with the carrot, then at least you can still play the Zoe. So do this backwards here. So let's say that's there, and you have your 1 Dawn turn, go Wanda, and then you search for something, whatever. Maybe you search for the carrot, or you search for the Milky, right? Something like that. And then on your 3 Dawn turn, comes back up. On your 3 Dawn turn, you can play out your carrot, search for a stage, and then if you already have one, play that. You just play whichever one you search out. But if you miss, let's say you miss, you can still at least play this one out, and then you rest it, and you get that 1 Dawn you paid for the carrot back. So basically, just playing it for free, and then now you have 3 Dawn left up for a 3-drop. So usually you want to play one of these 2 on this turn, either a 3-drop, or you can also play Tashigi as well, depending on the matchup. Into green purple, I wouldn't play out the Tashigi. Into any black deck or any red deck, I would probably play out the Tashigi instead. But yeah, you can go Bartolomeo for 3, leader ability, rest something, get the draw and discard. Let's say you did hit off of the carrot, even though you already had one stage in hand. You could use the Bartolomeo right now on this same turn, pay 3, rest one of their characters, get a draw, another draw, and a discard, and you just discard the extra stage to the trash. Yeah, and that's just super good because you've traded in that stage that you weren't going to use for just another card. That's a good play. So is Tashigi in the right matchup, or when you're trying to be really aggressive, or if you don't have one of these ones, or you need to swing into something early, because a lot of times you're winning the board early because you're resting something, maybe their searcher, and you're killing it with your Wanda, or you're resting a 2 cost that they played and killing it with your leader. Or you can pressure life. So let's say you go 1, play this out, get 1 back, then you can do 2 for Milky, get 1 back, and then you can swing 7 with your leader, or you can swing 5 and and then 4 at one of their 2 costs or something that they played, whatever you want. You have 2 left up, even after playing 2, 3, 6 Dawn worth of cards. You still have 2 left up to attack with, which is really good early on. Let's just say you just swing 7, maybe you kill something, whatever. And then end of turn, your stage will just go ahead and restand your Milky, and so now it's protected. They can't attack into it. And now you have your 2 Dawn extra setup every single turn, unless they use a removal on this. And if they use a removal on this, unless it's like a Lucci, like Lucci is the only one that really has super easy removal for this that isn't hitting other things. But a lot of times they can just kill the Milky with removal. In those matchups, then it's just better to keep it in hand sometimes against like Lucci. But if they don't have removal for it, you're just getting 2 every single turn because they can't swing into it because it just keeps. And sometimes, if they want to waste, a removal that could have hit one of my 5 costs or something, okay, you can waste it on the Milky. I don't care, right? They usually won't do that, and then you're just getting free value. So then on the next turn, you get another card, whatever. Stage would be bad, but if you have Bartolomeo, it wouldn't matter. But yeah, on the next turn now, get your 5 up, and now you can't play anything with a higher cost than 5, of course, but you can play, let's say you have some different cards in hand, right? You have a 4, let's say you just have a 4, or you can have 5 costs because you play quite a few of them, whatever. If you have one of these or something, you can go on 5 and play out like, okay, let's do 3 for Bart, and then we'll use these 2, get 2 back, get a draw and a discard. So you draw another card, draw another card, discard extra Zo, whatever. Now you have 4. You can also rest with your leader as well. But now we have 4 up, and so now we played 7 Dawn worth of stuff. So you're kind of doing what Smoker does, where you're playing just more value than people are able to deal with, or you're getting really good tempo because you played 7 Dawn worth of characters on the board, and then on the next turn you're going to have 7, right? And then you can play 9 Dawn worth of stuff. Then you can play like a 5 drop and a 4 drop, so you can play another page or whatever, right? Play these 2 together, or play something like these 2, or if let's say you have a Tashigi in hand, you can play these 2 out so that Tashigi can protect Carrot, and then you still have 1 Dawn left up to swing with your leader or something else on the board. And it's just really powerful and can snowball really quickly. And then you just kind of keep that board until you end game them with one of these 2 combos typically. So yeah, you just control the board because you're resting other stuff and playing out a bunch of Dawn worth of things, and then you just hit them with like a Hody Luna combo, or even just if you get a couple of carrots out, right? Sometimes you get like 2 carrots out on board and you're just controlling the game that way. You can just keep swinging into life, with these and pressuring their life and freezing all their stuff. And so you're just ignoring them and just trying to hit them in the face. Because this is not necessarily a control deck. It is controlling and does play a lot of blockers, but it's more like a tempo deck. Takes big tempo swings with these and these, gets 2 extra Dawn per turn with those, and then restands everything to protect it. So yeah, if you end with like, or if you have, if you see you have, 2 Hodys in hand, you can play it even extra aggressive, right? Or if you say you have 2 Lunas in hand, and you're like, oh, okay, well, this deck I'm playing against doesn't play anything that's higher than a 7 cost, so I know for 2 turns I'm like safe, except for their leader swing, so I can have 1 blocker out for it or something. Okay, well then I'm just going to start hitting face. Sometimes I even have some Dawn left over, and I'm like attacking with Wandas and stuff like that. I'll have 2 Wandas out, just swinging with those. just trying to pressure life, because I know, oh, I have 2 of these behind, and so I know that they're not going to do anything for 2 turns, and I always swing with these first as well, before I play this, because a lot of times, you know, my opponent will take like a 5 hit early on because they're like, oh, you know, they're not going to play too much and they're not swinging into my stuff right now, so I'm happy, so I'm going to get those back up, and so I'm going to be able to hit. But then they don't realize, no, you're not going to get those back up, and so you shouldn't have taken these hits. And yeah, and you can just pressure them that way. So yeah, you have stuff out and you're just, I'm swinging at your life, and like, well, I'm gonna kill you the next turn, or I'm gonna kill you this turn if you don't do anything, and then you just hit him with a Luna, like, oh well, hopefully I get my stuff back next turn. Then you come back up, you hit him with more stuff, maybe drop in a Hody, you know, and then you Luna them again, and by that time they're dead. Or they have like no life and you pass and they have no attackers besides leader, and you have like 2 blockers. So yep, well, that was the list. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Like the video. I haven't posted for a while, but I'm really enjoying One Piece. I play Yu-Gi-Oh, especially old format Yu-Gi-Oh. I play Commander. I'm pretty new with Commander, but I'm playing it for a little bit now. And I play One Piece. And so yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in more videos, or even more live gameplay as well. I could bring my camera to locals and record there if you want. Just let me know. All right, thanks. Nice meeting you guys. Nice seeing you. Have a good day.